Hey everybody, welcome back to some more Encrypted _Nick in typical Isaac fashion. I've been doing this for like a decade now, but I just took a screenshot where I tried to press F1 at the start of the video.
Yeah.
So,
Classic.
I mean, hey, we're back here.
We are.
Encrypted Nick.
Hi.
We've got kind of like almost like a galley kitchen setup going on here, man, with stuff either side and then
the oven on the right,
junk in the middle.
The crucible on the left, the pots. We've got the other pot on the right.
All of
another
our
oven
cupboards.
here. Yeah, and then the portal to hell at the end.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, it's just this classic galley kitchen.
In a normal kitchen, that's the window to the outside world, Nick.
Exactly. It's just exactly the same.
I've got a galley kitchen, man, and I don't like it, man. I want like a more open plan kitchen. Yeah, my kitchen is it's quite narrow, and it's just kind of.
I see.
I mean, it's more of a U shape, I guess. It's not just stuff on either side, but either way, I don't love it. I want a bigger kitchen.
Yeah,
man.
right. You're gonna have to extend, Isaac. Get that planning permission in.
But if I extended it would just get like a longer galley, right? Like it would just be like the way my abode is set up. It would just create like a longer kitchen instead of a different galley. I'd have to start like tearing down internal walls, I think, if I wanted to.
That's it. You have to extend and do that, and then create one of those big combined living spaces.
Yeah,
Isaac.
just get rid of all of my walls. Just open plan everything, right?
Yeah. I viewed a house like that once, where they'd like clearly removed all of the internal walls. So you walk in through the front door, and the whole downstairs was like this. It looked like a penthouse apartment, but it was the bottom story of a house. It was really weird.
I don't know, man. I quite like it. I quite like the open plan stuff. So, I mean...
Yeah. I have open plan, and I enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
It's nice... I like to cook, and I host people somewhat often, and it's a little awkward when you have people like in a there's like a wall or two between you doing the cooking and somebody else.
Yeah, definitely.
Sitting around, being entertained, being schmoozed.
Yeah. Dining and entertained, Isaac, as the people on Rightmove like to say. This is great for dining and entertaining. Culinary explorations, Isaac.
I can't say I've spent a long time, browsing Rightmove to figure out
I've spent far too much time.
What the lingo is. Jeez. So, Nick, we're back. Modern Minecraft. We have kind of just unlocked the Tech V1 questline. You have the power to fly, Nick. I don't know if you recall this from the end of the last episode.
You have the power to fly, Isaac.
Nope. I think you have the power to fly, Nick. Double tap. It's in the system. Neither of it. No
one has the power to fly.
Nick, we're both equals here.
We're both
instead of
firmly glued to the ground.
Instead of one of us being able to fly while the other doesn't, Nick, we're respectfully leaving it in the system so that either one of us can use it when we need it.
Exactly.
Until we both have the option for it, and then we'll both fly.
Exactly.
All the time.
It's basically a ceasefire, Isaac. We're both. It's like everyone's who's got their nuclear arsenals, but no one's using it, right?
Yeah,
We've both got the big red button there, and we've both chosen not to use it out of respect. Okay.
But in this scenario, like the using it would be beneficial to us, right? Like
yeah, but it's like the reverse of that, right?
I see.
It's like yeah.
So it's a situation where something is good for both of us, but we both decide not to do it.
Yeah, so we can't get too ahead of the game.
It's
basically a non-compete, Isaac. It's a non-compete.
All right, Nick, we got a couple of options here, I think, as to how we progress forward here, right? So there are a couple of things we can do in Create. Taking a step forward, like the Tech 2.0 questline. To get started with that, we need like a steel casing, right, from Mechanism. That's kind of the big quest in the center there. And that kind of gives us an idea as to where we need to go with the Create questline, right? Because to make the steel casing, we need to use if you look up the recipe in JEI, we need to use a deployer to deploy a steel plate onto a brass casing, right? This recipe here is what we're kind of working towards with Create. So at the very least, we need a deeper, which I think is actually also optional, but a deeper, a deployer, a steel plate, and a brass casing, right? Those are the required items. I don't know if in this pack, steel is particularly difficult to get. I do see the blast furnace is an option, and I think that kind of might just be how we have to go about it, because I don't think... we could also use Create. There's an option to turn 1 iron and 4 coal into 1 steel using a mixer, a basin, and a blaze burner. So that's also potentially something we could do.
Yeah. I see that. I was hoping to do it with chemistry, Isaac. I was hoping we could make a...
this kind of is chemistry related, because to make the blaze burner, we have to combine an empty blaze burner and 16 blaze powder in the combiner, which is not normally how this is done.
Right. So it all leads from what we've already done.
Yeah, there is still more chemistry to do. Don't you worry, man. Don't you worry.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting chemical. Also, real quick, I'm gonna make a ferro flare lantern or 2, man, and just stick them kind of underground haphazardly around the base so that we get some nice illumination.
I want to see a vast expanse, Isaac, of light.
Yeah.
Absolutely annihilating the lands, flooding the lands with light as if the sun was over our heads.
Which it will be very, very soon.
Yeah. To celebrate, Isaac, hitting 50,000 subscribers.
Woo! Let's go. Thank you. Yeah, we did.
Do it.
Just this morning. It's going to be a few days before this video goes out. So hopefully by that point, Nick, no massive controversies have hit and lowered our subscriber number.
I know, yeah.
That would be embarrassing.
50-50 chance. So if you're not subscribed and you're watching, get subscribed so you can get us closer to 100.
Yeah, we need a plank, man. And not the tooth kind, not the kind our dentist wouldn't approve of.
No, I don't want that. Yeah, no. They tend to remove that, and it makes that horrible scraping sound.
Yeah,
Isaac.
No, you don't want that. You don't want
makes my spine tingle.
It's pretty bad. Alternatively, man, the other thing that we can kind of pivot to working on as well, we do have the builder from RF Tools, and we have like the option to make the Quarry card. And so what I'm thinking as well is that we could set up some kind of like mining dimension quarry to automatically harvest a lot of the ores down there, so we don't have to keep manually mining them. And then we could also try and set up some system where potentially we auto smelt the stuff that gets brought back, via our smeltery here, via our lava creation system. We could try and like auto smelt some of the stuff into ingots, put them into storage drawers, that kind of shenanigans. So if you could look at making the basically if you bookmark the builder, right?
Yeah.
And you also bookmark the shape card brackets quarry.
Shape card brackets quarry. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, I see. It's not clearing quarry or fortune quarry, just the base level quarry.
The base, you could make a clearing quarry, but that's just a normal quarry surrounded with glass, and that just gets rid of the ores instead of replacing them with dirt, which is not useful. Anyway, we don't need the clearing quarry. The shape card is fine. If you could make kind of everything apart from the ender pearl, I'm going to try and get the ender pearl for us here. We need a couple of elements that we don't currently have. I need to get mercury, silicon, and neodymium, man.
Neodymium. Okay.
Is that based on the movie The Matrix?
Oh, I thought it was based on the singer Neo.
Oh, maybe, but is the singer...
That's a bit controversial.
Hold on here. I don't know. My timeline is off here. Is the singer Neo based on Neo from The Matrix, or is Neo from The Matrix based on the singer Neo?
Oh, that's the question, isn't it?
Who came first? I feel like Neo's quite an old artist.
I feel like he is too.
And The Matrix is like, what, the 90s? Maybe it's 99, right? The Matrix?
Yes, that sounds correct.
Yeah, I think it's 1999. So maybe, man, maybe the musician Neo is he's due, compensation from from the makers of The Matrix.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of royalties, man.
Right?
That's a lot of royalties.
Oh, to be fair, I don't know how big of a franchise it is these days, man. The Matrix. I think it's
true. Do you watch any of the recent ones?
So the only Matrix movie I've seen is the newest one, which is like almost like a remake of the first one or something.
In classic Isaac fashion.
Yeah, I've seen Resurrection. Is it? It was like a year or two ago, or maybe 3 years ago. I don't know.
I see.
But I've seen Matrix 4. I've not seen Matrix 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. Can you, just for the people who are new, can you tell us which Star Wars you've seen?
I've seen Star Wars 7, 8, and 9 is what I've seen. I've seen. Good. What do they call it? I don't know what I don't even know what they're called. All I know is The Last Jedi is the one that people don't like. I've seen that one. And then there's one after that. And there's one before that. And the one after that people didn't like. The one before that people kind of liked. And those are what I've seen. man, of the Star Wars universe.
Okay, nice, nice.
That's,
Wow.
That's me and my
That's you.
movie
Yeah,
watching
yeah, yeah.
endeavors.
Yeah. Expansive, Isaac. You know all of the history.
Very
of all
expensive.
Of the...
Yeah. You know, someone's got to do it, man. Someone's got to watch just the new ones, right? I can't have my opinion tinted by the old ones, you know, by nostalgia. I've got to be able to objectively judge the movie in front of me. And people who have got like a skin in the game, Nick, they're not going to be able to, right? People who are going in thinking Star Wars is great. It's not going to work.
That's true. You know what, man? Fair enough. Yeah. You it's like the people who hate the Star Wars prequels, right? They're like, they're hating on the prequels relative to the original movies. So we just need someone who's not seen the original movies to form like a base opinion on the prequels, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. We've just solved the entire Star Wars prequel conundrum and hence
I think
in one fell swoop.
You know, you don't need a large sample size, Nick. That's a myth, right? All you need to do every single time is, if you want to know if a movie's good or not, you find one person who has not seen any movie who has not seen that movie or any movie related to that movie. Get them to watch it, give your opinion. If they say it's good, it's a good movie. If they say it's bad, it's a bad movie. End of discourse.
Yeah. Just a binary yes or no.
Yes, just good or bad.
Exactly.
If they say like, oh, it was all right, you got to push them. You got to push them for, was it good or was it bad? We need to know.
We must, Isaac. We must. All right. We must. We just need to. That means we can just replace Rotten Tomatoes with a
yes or no.
You know, is it good or not.com.
Yeah.
Right. I sometimes wish that there are websites like that for like various different things.
I mean, I think that's true. Actually, it'd be nice for some products, right? You know, just is it good or not?
Yeah. Is it good or not, or some services and stuff like that. I'm like, I just want to know.
I think we kind of do that, right? Like, I think everyone, you know, if you use Rotten Tomatoes, you kind of have, even if you might not think about it, I think in your head you have like a barometer for what is a good movie and what's a bad movie. If you go on and you see like a 51, you know, audience score and critics score, you're gonna be like, that's not a good movie, right? It's fine, but you're not like, that's a good movie. So in your head, I think you do have like a line. I think as humans, we like things that are binary, right? We like to think that we're objective, but I think at the end of the day, we actually quite like the binary, yes, it's good, no, it's bad setup. And so I think in our minds, we kind of have this line or like a range of numbers where we're like, if it's above this, it's good. If it's below this, it's bad, right? Even if we don't necessarily think of it in that way, I think in the split second that you look at the number, your mind makes a decision on whether or not that movie's good or not.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've always wanted to have a website that just says, it's a restaurant review website, right?
Yeah.
And it just is, does this restaurant actually season its food? .uk.
That's a good website idea, yeah.
Because, dude, I've been away a few times recently. I've been going to some 4.6, 4.7 rated restaurants on Google.
They're just not good
reviews. Dude, there's just no bloody seasoning in their food. I'm like, damn. Everyone's like, damn, it's the best food I've ever eaten. It's just delightful. And then you'll see the 1-2-star review, right? And that's like, I don't know what everyone's on about.
Yeah.
This restaurant doesn't season its food, and they're always the ones that are right. Isaac.
That's average British reviewer right there, Nick.
Yeah. Exactly. Then you go to a 4.2, and it's the most banging restaurant you've ever been to. It's out of whack. The whole thing's out of whack.
No, that's the thing, man. You go to a 2.8, and they've got you see a mouse across the floor, but the food is great.
The toilets are blocked up, but the food is the best you've ever eaten. All of the effort has gone into the food, right?
Not silly compliance with regulations.
Yeah, or food
health and safety.
Crap. Yeah. None of that. None of that business, Isaac. We don't need any of that. So yeah.
But no, that's a good one, man. That's a good one.
Yeah, we should start it, man. The only problem is we need to hire people
to go and test it.
Exactly, and we need to freaking vet them, right?
Yeah.
We need to put deliberately bad food in front of them.
Well, I mean,
and vet them.
I guess you can kind of do it. I don't know. You could probably kind of do it like Google Maps style, right? Where like you don't vet anybody, but you just go through like strength in numbers, right? If you have enough people, like somebody will go to the restaurant and they'll say, did they season their food? Yes or no? And then like, you have another person who then like either verifies that or doesn't verify that. And then over time, the people who are like the most accurate, just on like a mass scale, they end up, being the most trusted and, et cetera, et cetera. But I guess it depends on how long you want to build it up for, right? Because initially it's not going to be a very useful site if it's not accurate, right? People want to know if it's accurate. And if, your grandma's out there saying that, oh yeah, no, this is so well seasoned and it's not, then things could be bad, man.
That's true.
No offense to your grandma in particular. I was just throwing out a throwing out a stereotype. Which, you know what? No, I apologize. I retract that. That's my bad. I'm pretty sure they're actually probably grandmothers that are very good at seasoning their food.
They tend to be the best.
Yeah.
From my
I'm incorrect. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, like my grandma, she
lived long enough to know what tastes good.
She was the ultimate food critic. She was the most critical food critic I've ever. I would eat delicious food.
Try and Nick scrambled eggs.
My mum would have made.
Nick, what is this?
And
spits it back out.
She'd be like, "Oh, this rice is too cooked," or like something like that. She'd find something just to complain about. and obviously in grandma mode, they'd always be like, "It's all about self-improvement."
Yeah,
you never be perfect.
That's the thing. I don't know. Like, it's one thing to criticize a restaurant. It's another thing. Like, if I invited you over for food, Nick, and you were like, "This rice is 4% overcooked," I might never invite you back.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, "Oh, you could have put this in for 26 seconds less." Isaac, the rice cooker's not. You have to pre-stop the rice cooker, Isaac. These rice cookers are always about 4 minutes. No, about 26 seconds. Too much. Right? Why haven't you learned this, Isaac? I'm disappointed in you.
Not enough life experience, clearly.
Exactly. And then I'll say no. It's. I'm doing this for you. This is for your self-improvement.
Yeah,
Isaac. This is for you. I promise.
Yeah, you can get away with anything if it's for self-improvement, man.
Exactly.
Do you have the goods, man?
So let's see. I did have everything in ready to make the builder. Unless I've made the builder. You made the builder. Okay, I've got the card. I've got the credit card.
So, second thing to point out, man, real quick. This is a diversion. We can actually double our ores using chemistry.
Yo.
So if you look in here, look in the dissolver, right? I take one raw copper, I put that in, you get 32 copper. You put 32 copper in here, you get 2 copper dust.
Oh, that's good.
So unlike the smeltery, this does actually double up.
Okay, so this is better.
Yes.
That's very good. Okay, that's really good.
Factually better. All right,
nice.
So the next thing, I guess, that we need to factor in here. So you have the quarry card, right? Is what you just said?
That's right. Yeah.
Right. We need to go to the mining dimension, but we need power and probably a lot of it, right? To run this builder at any kind of reasonable speed. So what I am currently doing there, because I'm smelting up some signalum dust to allow us to make, because we've got this. So if you go to the quest book, right? And you claim your quests, first of all. There's a few of them that are free to good homes.
Oh, yeah. There are. Nice.
But all the way down, there's a quest line that says generating RF/FE, and under there, there's a burning generators quest line. If you take a look in here, these are all of the generators that we can make, right? Starting with the garbage tier on the left and vaguely moving better as you move to the right with that rainbow everlasting generator at the end there making a ton of power.
Okay, I see.
But I'm kind of looking like, so I've gone down, as you'll see, I've gone down to the Envar generator. I see that.
Very orange, man.
The Signalum one, right? But the Signalum one is like, if you go to the right, iron does 4, gold does 16, diamond does 64, obsidian does 64, netherite does 256, Signalum does 128. So it's better than diamond and obsidian, not quite as good as netherite. But then you've got enderium afterwards, which is 512. That's better than the netherite generator, and it's just a signalum generator surrounded by enderium, and I don't think enderium is going to be that hard for us to make, man. It's ender pearls, it's lead dust, and it's diamond dust. The diamond dust, I think, is going to be the hardest part about that, simply because right now we don't have a way of like turning a diamond into dust, unless there's a way for us to make the
mechanism, right? Usually,
yes, you can also do it. With Create, the crushing wheels can turn a diamond into diamond dust in this pack. There is also an option here to make enderium using the blaze burner and the mixer and basin. So we could do that as well, potentially, and just throw some lead, some platinum, and some ender pearls into a basin to get the enderium. That might be easier because I think we've got to go through that kind of setup anyway, right? But as for the Signalum, man. This was very easy.
Okay, good.
And it's already going to get us a decent amount of power, more than we could make with other stuff.
With even diamonds and all of those other bits and bobs. Okay, let's see how far this gets us then. If Cryptic underscore has been really nice to us, this builder will not require Bitcoin mining,
I wouldn't hold you back.
Global Bitcoin mining levels and AI server levels of power to give us some ores. But yeah, I'm not confident either.
What is rule number one, Nick? Rule number one is don't use a tinker's pickaxe to pick up the generators.
Oh,
that's rule number
that is rule number one, Isaac. That is rule number one. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Announcing protocol, breaking generator.
There we go.
There you go. You got
Safely
it.
dismantled.
Okay. Woof. I'm glad we did that in regulation.
All right. To be fair, we could also make like 4 of these Signalum generators fairly easily and just whack them all down around the builder. Heck, we could put like a ton of them just down. And then we could always use like botany pots here, bonsai pots to make wood, to make fuel, like the generators.
That's a good point. Just funnel it in.
Yeah, we could just make a ton of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
Let me get a chest here. I'm going to make, do we have iron chests installed?
We do, I think.
Yeah, of course we do. We got gold chests, right? Hanging around.
Yeah.
Is one of these empty? I think this one over here is not doing anything, right?
Yeah. Get rid of that.
Steal this, man.
That's a good idea. I don't even know where we got these from. Did we get this as a quest reward or something?
I think it must have been a quest reward.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no, yeah, it's from making the cobble gen. Like if you press R on it, it actually shows it in JEI. It shows the reward as a recipe.
Oh, that's cute.
It's super
that's
cute.
Good. That's really cute. Thanks, Cryptic. You've really made my day, Cryptic.
All right. So let's go ahead and whack this down. And we'll whack a chest above it. So, and I'll also whack the generator down next to it.
I'll put this quarry card in.
Yeah, so the way this works, we click the little question mark here. Actually, could you go back, Nick, and make me a filter module, which is the little
module.
Green square with a funnel inside of it.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
let me make one of these. I think we've got enough iron.
So we need to specify, I'm going to set this to a solid block. We need to specify a range here of how big we want to go. We'll start with like 64 by 64, so that's 64 in the X and Z directions. And then for the Y dimension, we're at Y level 69, but the new Minecraft world goes down to negative 64, right? Or maybe negative 63, I think, actually. Like, I think 64 is the bottom. So, like, negative 63, so it's basically 63 plus 69. Which
is 132?
That's correct, yes. Yeah. So we'll set this to 132. By default, gosh, I feel like it's a cough all day today. By default, the builder here is like the center of the cube. So if I click the little show preview mode, it's going to almost crash. But this is the center. Basically, we need to move this down so that the entire box is kind of like in the ground. So if we get rid of the preview there, basically, and I also don't know why this keeps, it changes every time, but I'm going to set this to like negative.
Yeah. There's been countless times where this builder has
66.
Not listened to instructions, right? In terms of where we want it to mine.
And you'll see now,
that looks correct.
This is the top of the thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, nice. Okay, I'll put this filter in unless you need to like interact with the filter beforehand.
I might need to. If you pass it to me.
Okay, there you go.
Let's have a look. So in here, we can specify what we want it to mine, because right now it's just going to dig a giant hole, right? And get rid of everything. In here, this is actually pretty nifty. You can click add tags, and then you can type in forge : ores, and it will just, and then you can go ahead and double click that. And now that will add, I'm pretty sure, all forge ores to the setup. If you press F3H whilst you're not in like an inventory.
It says advanced tooltips shown.
Yeah, so now if you type in like raw into JEI and hover over like raw iron, it shows you, and you can press control here, it shows you the tags.
Yeah, I see. So if I, forge ores, like redstone,
Is Forge ores on there? Am I losing my mind?
Well, we want to look at the
iron.
It's the ores,
iron ore.
right?
Yeah, and that actually makes sense, yes.
Yeah.
On the iron ore, it does say Minecraft iron ore, forge : ores, yes.
Ores, yeah.
I think actually.
I assume like the basalt ores and all that stuff also count. or like whatever, you know, the ores that aren't standard stone-based ores.
Yeah. There's supposed to be a way that you can type in something into JEI to see all of the things that have the tag.
Oh, I see.
But I don't know
See.
how
Is
you
it
do
like
it.
like NBT or something like that?
I think there's like a symbol, like a $sign or like a hash that you can put at the start of your thing and then type /Oz and it will search the tags as they're searching the thing. But I don't know how you do it. Either way, we'll
find out, I guess, right?
Yeah,
if this starts,
this should mine all of our Oz. And so we just need some fuel, man. I don't know if you've noticed, you can access the symbol storage network from
you can. Oh, that's so
this dimension, man.
That's so good.
All right, boom, here we go. So I think this might need a lever to get this working.
Okay.
Boom, boom.
That's stone.
Okay, so you'll see that the power is actively going down. It takes more than 128 RF per tick, but if you look at the chest, man, stuff's been made.
It's getting stuff. Yeah, it's getting stuff.
Look at that.
And we could even, I don't know if this is more worth it
like
than the
funnel
bonsai
the generator, the coal around.
The coal into the generator.
Yeah,
I guess the
for
bonsai
sure, man.
part might also just be the easier way, so you don't have to funnel stuff. But this is good. So this goes block by block, right? And so we just have to wait for it to just look at every block, and then, you know, as it finds stuff, it will mine them.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Good.
There's also a problem here, though. If you open the generator, you'll see this little exclamation mark. I think that the lever is turning off the generator there somehow through the block. I think if I move that onto the ground, that might, that fixes it. There we go.
There we go.
It was passing it through the block with it being on the side.
I see. There it is. There's more
There
coal.
it is. I'm kind of thinking, man, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't have bought the angel wing. Maybe an ender chest might have been a better purchase. Let me check the...
Ooh, how much did that cost?
That's what I'm thinking. It might be so it's 4 blaze rods with 3 obsidian, wool, and then an ender pouch, which is an eye of ender, which is a ender pearl and blaze powder, and some leather. It's doable, I think. We might have to go to the nether and actually like fight some blazes to get some blaze rods.
Okay.
But I think it's doable, man. I think it's doable. Look at this. Look at this. Nice. So,
yeah, this is good. We're getting all kinds. This is very good, actually. This is going to save so much time against strip mining. Like,
how long did it take us to find lapis? Right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's very useful.
So do we want to try and upgrade to the Enderium generator, which is like 4x the power?
Probably, right? Just to speed things up a little. So that's 8 of these Enderium ingots, which is, as you said,
so
ender pearls and
there's 2 recipes we could
stuff.
follow, right? If you type in Enderium and look at the recipe, the first thing we could do is make Enderium dust, or Enderium blend, sorry, right? Enderium blend is 3 lead dust, which you get just from the element lead, 2 ender pearls, which we already have, and then 1 diamond dust, right? So the only thing we're missing from this craft is diamond dust, which would mean we have to make the create crushing wheels and throw some diamonds in to get diamond dust, right? The alternative is if you look at the recipe for the Enderium ingot and we go all the way along to the mixing recipe, which is the very last one here, we can combine 3 lead, 1 platinum, and 4 ender pearls in a mixer with a blaze burner to get 4 Enderium, right?
So 1 more ender pearl, but no diamond dust needed.
Bingo.
Interesting. Okay. We just need to put the blaze in the thing.
Put them in their
do all
place.
the create stuff.
Yeah.
Put them in their blaze, Isaac.
Put them in their
blaze. Put them in their blaze. Yeah. Okay, good.
I think that might be sensible.
Is the mining dimension chunk loaded? If I leave here, is it
probably not. But you can. Do you know how to chunk load it, man?
Do I go on FTB chunks and do I click?
You go on FTB chunks and you click. Yes, correct. But you have to control click. No, you click and then you shift click. So click to get it into Nick's birthday party, and then shift click.
A red aura. Like red lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you don't want to be crossing those, man. People get angry when you cross your red lines.
Oh yeah, here we go. I'm crossing boundaries here.
He's a rebel.
Isaac. Crossing freaking boundaries. I'm assuming this is enough chunks. Here we go.
It's always risky, man. Do we not have like a bunch of iron ore? Are we like iron ore?
We might be. I did smelt some iron dust.
Is there some in that chest, by the way, that we just left?
There might be. Let me have a look. I'll just come back. Let's have a look. There
is.
Yeah,
Let's go.
nice.
And again, we can kind of double that now with the
yeah, that's so good. That's
chemistry.
actually like significantly helps our iron situation because that was a bit tricky, man. And strip mining is so 2014. Like no one does that anymore.
Yeah.
No one does that crap anymore. So
can we put these straight in the smeltery? We can. Nice. Okay, good. I'm quickly recreating our invar generator because right now our chemistry is powerless, Nick, which is not ideal.
Oh, that's true. Yes,
right?
you are right. Yeah. Okay,
so
okay.
I'm actively making another
actively scrambling to return our generation back to its once
former glory.
Yeah, powerful self. Yeah. Okay,
humble
good,
yet
good.
powerful self.
Humble yet powerful. Basically, it's humble bragging self.
Yes.
Okay.
Humble
nice.
and powerful.
Nice.
Okay.
Gosh. Okay, this is good. This is very good.
Okay, I want invar ingots and an invar generator. All right, Nick, that was surprisingly easy. And again, we could upgrade this a step further to Signalum as well if we wanted to. Again, it's not like it's difficult to do, I guess. But for now, we want to get the mechanical press, I think, initially. This requires a block of iron, which is kind of what I was asking for the iron for. So if I do, I'm just going to throw all of this in here.
Yeah, throw everything in, man. Throw the whole shebang in.
And I actually don't know what the fastest way to smelt is. I genuinely think it might be the smeltery if we make the smeltery bigger, man. Because, like, obviously we've got this wall of ferni, which we could use to distribute it, but being able to just shift-click everything in here and then pull it out in blocks, I think is probably faster. Can we make more seared bricks? That needs grout. Can we make... Ooh, hold on. Can we make...
Goodness.
Yeah, so it's a little awkward. Actually, it's completely fine. Question marks. Can we use cobblestone is the question. Because sometimes you can smelt cobblestone in the smeltery to make seared stone, and then you can use that seared stone to make stuff. Unfortunately, it looks like that's not the case.
Oh, that would have been well good.
Yeah, like normally you can just throw a cobble in here. It melts into seared stone, and you can pull that out as seared brick, and it works quite well. Also, F3H, again, by the way, to get rid of those tooltips if you don't want big boxes.
Yeah, I will do that. Oh, yeah, you can pull things. It looks like you can pull stuff out to make, like, smeltery controllers and stuff. If you put molten copper over seared cobblestone in a casting basin.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what we did to make our controller in the
is that
first
what we
place.
did?
Yeah, just with the smaller guy.
Not with the actual brick itself. F3H, let me do that. That's better. Tooltips hidden. Nice. Okay. Well, that is unfortunate. How much?
It is unfortunate.
Clay do we have?
That's we have much clay. We don't have much sand. The clay was what was the clay?
Culinary. I had to make some earlier.
Is that
which is just
KAO?
KAO. Yeah. Which is actually not that bad. It's aluminium oxide, silicon dioxide, and water. If I remember.
I think it's also just dirt. Which we've got loads of here. 582. I think I have this dirt specifically for acquiring Culinary.
Okay. Well, that's good then. And then that's 1-to-1 with clay, so that's good.
The Culinary is.
I believe so.
I see. It's not 1-to-1 from the dirt, unfortunately, but you know.
No,
it is what
that's
it is.
A shame. Yeah, that's a shame, but hopefully.
Good.
Hopefully close enough.
So what we have to seared, we have to grout, right, is what we're after?
We have to grout. Yeah, we have to grout.
Okay. Yeah, this is fine. I got 24. And then we've got to smelt this deal. Oh, no, we can smelt this in the smeltery as well, right? Like that does also work.
Yeah, pull it out in block form.
I don't know if that's faster.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is the pulling out of the stone gonna be the hard, like the more time consuming bit?
Probably. Right? Because we don't have that many basins currently.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is a bit annoying, but you know.
You win, Nick. You win. I'll do it in the old furnace wall.
Yeah, that's right. Distribute all of those, Isaac. Come on, there you go.
I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. There we go. Yeah, no, this is fine, man. This is fine. Here we go. We get some more blocks of clay. I also get some more silicon dioxide. You also get silicon dioxide from the dirt as well, which is nice because you can use that to make sand.
Nice. Sandy, 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 sand. The sand between my fingers.
You like sand between your fingers, man?
Yeah, I think so.
What about sandwiches between your fingers?
Oh, I love sandwiches between my fingers. That's how I actually eat sandwiches. I slice the sandwich in half, and then half again until I've got
4 sandwiches.
eight small sandwich squares.
Wait, in half and then in half again? Isn't that just 4? Oh, it depends. Your sandwich arrives already cut in half.
Yeah, it arrives
understand.
cut in half once. Yeah, that's right. And then I insert each slice of sandwich in between each finger. And
Chat is right here, by the way, that we do. You get 1 seared brick by smelting in the furnace. You actually get 2 seared bricks by smelting the ground in the smeltering. So it is slower, but you do get more.
Okay, you get more of it.
More revenue.
That's definitely better then.
I apologize. I interrupted your sandwich story.
Yeah, I put each square in between each of my fingers, so I've got 4 sandwich slices in each in each hand,
including between the index and the thumb as well, right? Like
that's right, exactly.
Yeah, I understand.
Exactly. And then I just go and I take 1 big bite of each.
Oh, nice.
And then I'll swallow it, and I'll
Have you ever accidentally chomped a finger? Doing that? 'Cause it seems dangerous.
I mean, I have bitten down on them before. I've not chomped it clean off.
Right.
But you know what they say, right? If you don't know that a finger's there, you can bite a finger off with the force of biting a carrot, right? But you would never
How
do
are
that.
you biting your carrots?
Dude, apparently that's all it takes to bite a bloody finger.
That doesn't seem right.
No.
Bones are stronger than fingers, man. Bones are stronger than carrots.
No, but it's your teeth. It's your bite force.
I'm not biting. I am not biting through a carrot with the force required to bite through bone.
But it's psychological, Isaac. It's psychological, right? You don't think you're biting down on a carrot with that much force because it's just a bloody carrot. Right?
I know I'm not biting down a carrot with that much force.
You are. I'm putting serious newtons on those carrots, man.
Right.
Yeah,
you're really going for it. Your primal brain is trying to destroy those carrots.
It's like when you give a dog a toy, right, and they shake their head violently because it's that animalistic.
That's you with a carrot. That's
of when they've caught prey, right? I'm like, I'll take it. I'm like trying to wring that carrot's neck.
Right.
I'm letting nature take its course.
Right.
All right.
I see. All right. Yeah. Well, maybe, man. Maybe.
Yeah. I was in I don't know if it was philosophy. It was some BS subject at school. Yeah. I was. What was it called?
Apologies to any philosophy students.
Yeah, sorry. It was this really weird subject that was somewhat philosophy, somewhat sociology, something else, but it wasn't PSHE.
Right.
And the teacher was asking all these philosophical questions. She was like, "But how do we know plants can't feel pain?
True.
How do we know that?" And I put my hand up and I said, "They don't have a nervous system."
Yeah. And then you were kicked out of the course.
She was fuming, Isaac. She's not happy with me. I think I was in year 8. Just a very
You're a 14-year-old.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, they don't have another system." She had no words. It was like a freaking politician's TV debate, Isaac. The crowd were jeering. She was out of a loss for words. It was, and then I think she probably came up with some politician's answer we don't know that though.
We don't know they don't have a nervous system.
Yeah, we don't know that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you pushed your glasses up your nose. Well, actually,
you can see that there's no neurons within the channels of plants. They are simply chemical channels of which no pain impulses are transferred.
Actually, I have a peer-reviewed paper here that points out quite clearly.
Published in the Journal of Neuroscience.
All the way back in 1964. You can clearly
neuroscience
see.
in animals and not plants, because plants can't feel.
And and then I did get kicked out.
Yeah, you were expelled from the school.
I was permanently expelled. Yeah.
All right, man. Look at this.
Hello. Here we go.
One of these,
basic little stampy. So you're just gonna put one of those there it is. I knew that was coming.
We need 4 iron ingots here if we're gonna make 4 iron plates, I should say, if we're gonna make the blaze cage thing, and then we need 16 blaze powder to actually get the blaze burner. Is blaze powder doable, Nick?
Let's have a look. I assume it's just chemicals. Yeah, germanium, carbon, and sulfur. Let's have a look. Do we have those three
Germanium
things?
sounds tricky, man.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like you get those from plants.
Oh no, germanium's super easy, man.
Carbon is here. Sulfur is probably here somewhere.
We should have sulfur.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Might be in the
I
system.
can't do the double clicky on the old.
At the top, there's like a little filter icon. If you click that, you can then search.
Okay, nice. I'll do that. There is sulfur. You're right. And then germanium is. Let's have a look. Blaze powder, right? Blaze powder with a P.
Blaze powder.
Let me save that. Germanium is.
I've got one.
You've got one. That'll
not do.
Oh, it's
how many do we need?
It's just nether items, which is
that's the thing. Well, if we can get a light blue simulation block, then like germanium comes from that, and that requires niobium. Like, so you make the light blue simulation block with white simulation block and niobium, but then you also get germanium as a byproduct, and also you get more niobium, so you continually can kind of loop the cycle.
Oh yes.
So if we can get one niobium, then we should be good to go. It looks like we need like prismarine for that though.
Yeah, I'm just thinking I could just go to the nether and mine some netherrack.
I've got netherrack. It's just real bad is the conversion rate.
3.7%, I see.
Like I've got a netherrack here that I'm putting in.
And you've got 6 germanium.
Yeah, that's a few stacks. We need 16 multiplied by 8. We need 128 germanium.
I see.
Germanium?
Germanium.
To be fair, we probably should be smelting the nether bricks here. The odds go from 3.7 up to 5.5. So it's
not really that
it might not be worth it.
Better, is it?
Yeah. You get nether wart, gives you a guaranteed 4 germanium. If we could go, I did see a nether fortress. If we could go get nether wart, we might be able to like shift grow it.
Oh, that would be useful. I'll come with you, but you have significantly more capable powers of flight.
That is correct.
To go to wherever that may be.
Yeah, I should have put a
in the meantime, I'll just mine some nether brick and try and brute force us.
Well, hold on. Was this nether wart block? Was that part of the equation? What does nether wart block get us? That gets us. Oh yeah, man, Nick. This is actually the easiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Hold on.
Go on.
There's just like a ton of nether wart block on these little like trees. And you whack these in.
Excellent.
And you get like
look at
tons
that,
of germanium.
64 of the bloody things. Excellent. Okay, nice. So this is made in the, if the quest complete gets off of my screen, the combiner. Okay, let me do that. Combiner, unlock in here. I would like...
Okay, there's a ton of germanium in the system if you need it, man.
Powder. Excellent. Blaze powder, lock, exit.
Powder.
1, 2, 3.
Nice.
How many
16,
do we need? 8.
16.
16. Okay, let me get some more.
8 multiplied by 2 is the answer.
Carbon and sulfur. Okay, hold on a second. I need to break some more things down, I think.
Oh, do we not have enough?
Yeah,
we don't have enough
stuff.
shenanigans.
Carbon and sulfur. But we do have enough germanium, so the tables have certainly turned. Let's see how far we get here.
What is it?
I'm up to 10. I need carbon and sulfur. I've got a bit of sulfur here. That's carbon. Nice. Put this in.
What are we getting sulfur from?
Oh, we might. We get it from actual like sulfur, but I think I might potentially have enough. Let's see. 13. Oh, I just need a little bit more.
How do you spell sulfur? Am I losing my mind?
SULFUR, I think.
Oh, I was typing ER. That's my problem. I see. I was trying the F, the SULF and the SULPH, but I was like, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah. Let me also get some.
Oh, yellow simulation block. I think is sulfur. Yellow.
What's the easiest carbon source?
Oh, have you got sulfur left? Yes.
Oh no, I don't.
You do. You've not made it in this system, man. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Because we need to keep sulfur's one of those things we need to keep on hand because you can use sulfur to make yellow simulation block and that gets you more sulfur.
Oh, you're on about the test tube sulfur.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Carbon dioxide man, is what you want to break down. The little green bubbles, balloons.
Yes. Okay, I wasn't looking at them because they're bubbles. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah. All right. This should, in theory,
definitely
get us all the way. Yeah. Let me just chuck some more in here. That's up to 15, and then I think it's like 2 more sulfur, I think.
Okay, we got that.
which
Yeah, we got
is-
that. Don't you worry. Here we
Excellent.
go. Done.
Excellent.
Oh, and then
Lovely. All right,
is that-
16
Oh, okay. Man.
blaze
Back at
powder.
same place, man. Boom.
Mhm.
Whack it in there.
Boom.
Easy.
There it is.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Very
Look
good.
at that. Blaze burner.
Nice.
Claim your
Awesome.
rewards, man. Claim your rewards.
I
Look at that.
will. Ah.
Yeah, so
Beautiful.
now we should be able to come back next time, Nick. Well, we'll sleep because the rain is horrible. But we should be
Yeah.
able to come back next time and use that blaze burner to upgrade our generator. And then we can also, like I said, I think we can look next time at potentially automating if we get the ender chests, and stuff, we can bring back all of the resources, maybe try and auto run them through the smeltery. If we make some like fluid pipes, we can move our cobble gem, we could automate lava, we could automate the obsidian, automate the smeltery so that it has lava, it can melt the stuff, and we can get all of our resources automatically, Nick. But that is, of course, a problem for future Nick and future Isaac because we're out of time for this episode of Encrypted. Encrypted. I said uncrypted. Of Encrypted _